have a very set in stone step goal. Let me tell you, if you are not resting properly, I decided I didn't want to track macros anymore. This is my little hot girl walk outfit of the day. And then I learned that they are a great recovery tool. So good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Erica. It's so good to have you. And today is Saturday, which means it's a rest day. And I really want to document my realistic rest day practices and just talk about the importance of recovery in marathon prep, because let me tell you, if you are not resting properly and you're not focusing on all aspects of recovery, you are most likely either going to get injured or just run yourself into a wall and hate marathon prep. Trust me, I've learned from experience that you got to find a balance that works for you. So I really want to take you guys through what I do on a rest day and how I prioritize my recovery training currently for the Berlin Marathon. So with that being said, I woke up about an hour ago. I had a slow morning today. I slept in, which felt really nice, and I had some breakfast and my coffee, and now I'm gonna go do a little bit of a walk. And it's already like 9 a.m. so I will not be walking outside because it's already 100 degrees outside in Vegas and I just would rather not. So I'm gonna go walk on the treadmill at our gym in our complex and just walk for probably an hour or so, watch some YouTube, just relax and get my legs moving. I did run yesterday. I ran 13 kilometers or 8 miles on an indoor track. And so my legs from the running this week and also from my strength sessions are feeling a little bit sore. So it's helpful to just get your legs moving, get some blood flow in there, break up any lactic acid. So that is what I'll be doing. I'm gonna drink an electrolyte drink, just make sure I'm staying replenished. My hydration stores are staying replenished. And then later on today, I've got some other recovery things to talk about. We'll be doing a grocery haul, talking about nutrition and all sorts of other things. So that being said, thank you guys for clicking on the video and let's get into my recovery tips. This is my little hot girl walk outfit of the day. Apologies if you can hear the dishwasher in the background. But anyways, this whole set is from Lululemon. These are the Shake It Out high rise running shorts, and then this is just the Flow Y bra. I love this little light pink, baby pink color. I've got this all linked on my LTK if you guys want to shop it. And let's go walk. All right, walk is done. I have 10,000 steps now, so I feel good. I am the type of person that I also, not that I have a very set in stone step goal, but I do like to get a decent amount of steps per day. When I say decent, I typically average around 15,000, sometimes more. And I like to get a lot of my steps in early in the day. I just don't like to have to worry about doing it later at night. And a lot of times the morning is when I go to the gym or do my runs. So it's easy for me to get my steps in inside or on my run, especially like I said, when it's so hot out here in Vegas. Anyways, my legs are actually feeling a little bit better now that I got some steps in and got some blood flow in them. And my game plan now is to go to the grocery store. It's Saturday, so oftentimes on the weekends we'll just go and grab staples for the week ahead. And my husband's parents, my in-laws, are actually coming to stay with us for a week as of today. We're gonna pick them up later tonight, so we also need to grab some staples for them because we'll be feeding 4 people instead of 2. So gonna go grab some grocery staples, weekly staples. I think I'll do a little haul for you guys when we get home and talk about nutrition and the importance of nutrition and how I approach nutrition when it comes to fueling and marathon prep and promoting optimal recovery in marathon prep. So with that being said, let's head to the grocery store. All right, we are back from the grocery store. I'm gonna give you guys a little haul and give you my thoughts on nutrition during marathon prep and just nutrition in general and how I approach it with my goals. So depending on how long you've been following me for, if you are an OG and you've been following me since my macro tracking days, then you would know I spent probably on and off 5 years tracking macros, and I got to a point maybe 2 years ago where I decided I didn't want to track macros anymore and I wanted to eat intuitively and just listen to my body and to eat in a way that is mindful and informed from the years that I spent tracking macros, because I feel like if you spend 5-8 years tracking macros, it's nearly impossible to just let all of that go and not think about, hey, is this meal, you know, balanced and does it have protein in it? So when I say I eat intuitively, sometimes I get backlash and people say that's not intuitive because you're still trying to hit a protein goal. So however you want to word it, or whatever you want to say to define how I eat and what I'm explaining, go for it. But basically my approach to nutrition is I like to think about what activity am I doing, what are my goals. I'm training for a marathon, and that's going to require me to fuel my body to perform optimally. And I feel like I've gotten to a point where I'm able to understand my hunger cues and my energy output and see some days I'm hungrier than others. I'm going to honor that, and other days I might not have a big appetite, but that might be a day where I've done a long run and I know that my body needs fuel from all of the output that it just exerted, if that makes sense. So there's no rules or there's no blueprint for it. It's come from years of experience. But I do track things like my body weight and take progress photos and stuff so I can, you know, take a look and see, are things changing? Do I need to be more mindful? Do I need to check myself sometimes? Because we all have those days where we're like freeballing it and just want to eat a million things. And that's okay too. I have my moments. But for the most part, I feel like I do a really good job of keeping things in check, trying to aim for a high protein meal at every meal, high protein snacks. And also with marathon prep, I also prioritize getting a decent amount of carbs in because that's going to be your primary energy source as an endurance athlete, is consuming carbohydrates. So speaking of carbs, I picked up some bread today. I've been obsessed with sourdough lately, and I found a new recipe on Pinterest that I want to try, which is sourdough with cottage cheese, sliced tomato, and balsamic glaze. So I picked up those ingredients today, but otherwise I typically have for breakfast sourdough with avocado and cottage cheese and some everything but the bagel seasoning. So I'll also be having that this week. Lately I've also been on a Greek yogurt bowl with fruit kick. I think just in the summertime when it's hotter, I don't like to have a ton of hot meals. So I love smoothies, salads, Greek yogurt bowls, that kind of thing. So I picked up some fresh cherries and some more non-fat Greek yogurt to make those Greek yogurt bowls with. For veggies, I picked up some more cherry tomatoes and some zucchini to put in like bowls and stuff like that. Picked up a little bit more seasoning, and I picked up some stevia. We pretty much have a lot of other staples, like I have sweet potato, I have rice, oats, I'm trying to think what else. I have frozen meat. So we've got a lot of that kind of stuff. I have my cottage cheese, I have my milk. I didn't need to do like a full-blown grocery shop, but this was just kind of things that I needed to restock or recipes that I saw that I wanted to try out. So if you've never tracked macros before and you have a decent relationship with food, I would suggest that it's not a bad idea to do it for even a month at a time. I think it gives you a lot of perspective and understanding of what is a portion size, what is a tomato comprised of. Like before I tracked macros, I had no idea that a tomato is a carb, you know what I mean? So it just gives you that insight into what are you putting in your body and how does your body respond. So yeah, that's my overview in terms of how I'm navigating things. No, I'm not tracking macros, but I do, like I said, track my body stats. If I notice my weight dipping drastically, then I will definitely be consuming more food. But in general, over the last 2+ years, my weight has been pretty stable. It fluctuates within a year, maybe like plus or minus 5 pounds. And I just feel like I found a sweet spot. I definitely eat significantly more some days, significantly less other days, depending on how much activity I've done and how hungry I truly am in those moments. I try to prioritize protein, like I said, lots of whole foods, fruits and vegetables, get those nutrients in, those vegetables in, and all that jazz. So that's how I'm approaching nutrition, and it's so important for recovery because if you're not fueling your body and replenishing the glycogen stores and all the energy stores that you deplete during your training and your runs, you're not going to be able to have energy to then perform again in your next session or your next run. So nutrition for me, as much as it's like I love food and I love cooking and trying new things, I also view it as this is part of my performance and how I approach things. And if I'm not eating in a way that fuels my body and that replenishes my body and its stores, I'm not going to be able to reach the goals that I've set for myself physically. So hopefully that's helpful. I'm gonna put all this away and make a smoothie, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Okay, something that I want to show you guys that's also an aspect of my recovery are my Hyperice Normatec boots. And if you've ever seen those people put on those like black boots that look like the Michelin Man, like a marshmallow-esque vibe, and you've wondered, what are those doing? What are those for? I also didn't know when I first saw them, and then I learned that they are a great recovery tool. So basically what they are recovery boots. So you put them on your legs, you zip them up, and you turn them on, and they are compressive boots. So they compress your legs in a specific rhythm that helps with blood flow and recovery. There we go. That's the best way that I can describe it. And you can increase the intensity and the time. I usually do it for half an hour. I usually do it multiple times per week, and it feels really good. And I notice that I find my recovery and the soreness in my legs doesn't feel as long lasting as it did before I bought these boots. Now, I will say these are very expensive. They're not cheap by any means. So I don't want you guys to feel like you have to go out and get these boots. There's lots of other ways that you can utilize things like a sauna, hot tub, even getting massages, getting your partner to massage you, putting on like a hot pad on your legs. There's so many different ways that you can optimize your own recovery, doing yoga, stretching, etc. This is just one form that I like to use, and I happen to have the boots, so I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna get my money's worth, if you will. So yeah, I'm gonna put them on right now. I'm just doing a little bit of YouTube editing as we speak. So I'm gonna put them on and just do my little editing while I get some recovery in. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to highlight other ways that I get recovery in. I also love to use the hot tub. We have a hot tub in our complex. So oftentimes I'll go and sit in there and just put the jet on my legs as well, and that feels really good. But if you don't have that as an option, you can get the handheld massage guns. Those work really well. Or you can also go and get a massage if you can, ask someone to massage you. Like I said, hot pack, all the things I listed out already are super helpful. So time to do some, I don't know if this would be considered active recovery. This would be considered static recovery, I guess. Just resting in general is a huge one that I also want to highlight quickly. Rest and sleep, I feel like, are so underrated, and I'm a big sleeper. Like, I love my sleep, and I try to get in a good 8 to 9 hours every single night. And it can definitely be harder when you're waking up really early to go on your runs. I'm personally not a big napper, but I did nap a little bit last summer when I was waking up super early to go for runs outside. I think now that I've found I can utilize the indoor track so I don't have to wake up as early, I feel like my sleep will probably be positively impacted by that. But in general, your sleep is when your body is recovering. It's when it's rebuilding those damaged muscle tissues and just the damages that are happening through training and working out your body. So if you're not giving yourself ample time to let your body rest and repair, you're just going into your next session not fresh and not recovered, and it's just going to kind of constantly lead to less and less freshness, or also can lead to injury if you're not letting yourself take that time to let your body rest and relax and repair. So hopefully that makes sense. Sleep is so important. I know everyone has different sleep needs, and if you guys want me to go more in depth about sleep and my strategies, do like a night routine, that kind of stuff, let me know. But I just want to emphasize that sleep is such a big part of recovery, just like massaging, food, all the things also are just as important. All right, here's my boots, guys. I'm gonna look a little crazy for a hot second, but all you do is just stick your feet in here. I literally look like the Michelin Man. I'm just gonna let this go for a good 30 minutes while I sit here and do a little bit of editing. So these are the Normatec boots that make me look a little crazy, but they work. All right, you guys, lastly, something that is so important and helpful in my recovery is my Aura ring. And this is not sponsored by any means. I just want to highlight how incredible it's been in my recovery journey with understanding my resting heart rate, my body battery, even just tracking how many steps I'm doing on a daily basis, seeing how my sleep quality has been, tracking my stress levels. It has done wonders for me in assessing, okay, do I need to push a workout back? Am I really like in need of recovery, or am I at an okay body battery to then go out and do my long run, for example? And the cool thing about Oura Ring is that sometimes it can tell that you're getting sick or that you're getting run down before you even notice it. And again, I know there's nuance with everything, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, and I also take my Oura Ring and what my Oura Ring is saying with a grain of salt, because sometimes it says, hey, you need more recovery, and I physically feel totally fine. And so there are moments where it's not 100% accurate like any piece of technology, but for the vast majority of the time, this thing has done wonders in helping me just be a little bit more in tune with my body. So like I said, it tells me what my body battery is, it tells me how my resilience is, if I need extra rest, if I need to be more mindful of my sleep, and all that jazz. So if you have any sort of a wearable tracker, I love Oura personally. I've tried Ultra Human, I have a Garmin, I've tried Apple Watch. I think those are the main ones that I personally tried, and out of all of those, I really do feel like Oura is the best. However, I know it is expensive, so I just don't want you guys to feel pressured to go out and invest if it's not in the budget. So just keep that in mind. There are other options. Do your research. I've even made videos comparing like Ultra Human to Oura, so just search on my TikTok and I'm sure you can find it. But it's helpful to have data. Again, I think the most important is getting in tune with your own body and being able to recognize those signs for yourself. But it is helpful to have data that supports the things that you're feeling and kind of is a confirmation of your own internal feelings and thoughts, and just kind of adds to your confidence, I guess, in terms of saying, hey, I'm going to take an extra rest day this week, for example. So Oura Ring has been so helpful in my recovery journey. I guess recovery journey isn't the best way to put it. It's been so helpful in my marathon journey, my running journey, and just in my recovery in general as an athlete and as a human being. So if you're looking into finding something that's going to work well for you, check out Oura, but also check out Whoop. I've personally never tried Whoop, but I've heard good things about it. I have a Garmin. It works great. I just, to be honest, I'm a girl and I don't like the clunkiness of it and the aesthetic of it to wear it every single day. It also gave me the most insane tan lines last summer, and I'm an aesthetic girly. Sometimes I just don't want that watch on my wrist when I go out to dinner, and I don't want the tan line. So I only wear my Garmin when I run now because I feel like I get enough data from my Oura Ring anyways. Enough blabbing. I hope this video was helpful. I really feel like I went through all of the ways that I practice recovery and that I focus on my own recovery in this video. If there was anything that you feel like I skipped over or you want more detail on, I would love to touch more on that in a future video, especially as I document this marathon prep. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means so much to me. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, please do that. It helps the video so much. And subscribe down below if you're not already. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.